any aid to California without any conditions at all?
I think we've got to have a serious conversation about that. Obviously, there's been water resource mismanagement, forest management mistakes, all sorts of problems. And it does come down to leadership, and it appears to us that state and local leaders were derelict in their duty in many respects. So that's something that has to be factored in. I think there should probably be conditions on that aid.
What about the debt limit increase? What about tying the debt limit increase to it?
There's some discussion about that, but we'll see where it goes.
Do you expect, though, that Congress and Republicans will still help these Americans in need, even if they don't like their local politics and the party?
I expect that there will be strings attached to money that is ultimately approved, and it has to do with being ready the next time, because this was a gross failure this time.
I certainly wouldn't vote for anything unless we see dramatic change in how they're going to be handling these things in the future.
It's going to have to be in conjunction with some reforms that California hasn't been willing to make on the way they regulate their water and things of that nature, their forest management, all these other things, the things that led to the fire. We can't just dump money into a broken system.
We will certainly help those thousands of homes and families who have been devastated, but we also expect you to change bad behavior. We should look at the same for these blue states who have run away with a broken tax policy. We want to be able to help out our colleagues in New York, California, New Jersey, but we also want those governors need to change their tune now.
If they want the money, then there should be consequences where they have to change their policies. We support the people that are plagued by disaster, but we have to put pressure on the California government to change course here.
Senator, why should other states be bailing out California for choosing the wrong people to run their state?
We shouldn't be. They got 40 million people in that state, and they voting these imbeciles in office. If you go to California, you run into a lot of Republicans, a lot of good people, and I hate it for them. But they are just overwhelmed by these inner city woke policies with the people that vote for them. I don't mind sending them some money, but unless they show that they're going to change their ways, they don't deserve anything, to be honest with you.
Yes, welcome back. Recently, I realized Libras are melting down on social media simply because Republicans are putting up an effort to put their people accountable, especially Gavin Newsom and others. Like you have seen here, this is why Libras are crying everywhere. We saw the devastation. We saw the reactions on social media and what Biden is doing. He actually came in swiftly, doing what nobody actually even expected. Today, Biden announced that he's giving out a one-time payment to every person affected in this area. When you look at the whole situation, why Republican senators are coming out to say, before we give money to this place, we need to be assured, because of this mismanagement we have talked about on this channel for the past few days, a lot is going on. It is important. I show you some of these videos.
Has said today that he would like to condition aid to California.
Yes.
Condition aid to California.
Of
course, you are okay with conditioning aid.
I said it the night that this started. I said on your show, there ought to be conditions on aid because
so the next time Florida or Louisiana is dealing with a
that's why I mentioned Katrina.
You want that aid to be conditional upon Washington dictating policy decisions in those states?
I want it to be conditional on knowing whether or not the state of California, in this case, is going to enact local policy decisions on forest management, on water resources management,
let me ask
so that it doesn't happen again.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Let me ask that. Okay. If the Democratic-controlled House decided, you know what, in Florida, they really should not be building those houses on the water. Change is happening. That aid that we give you is going to be conditional upon you preventing the building of anything along in all those areas that are prone to hurricanes. You would be okay with that?
If you could pass that through the United States Congress, more power to you.
I'm just asking.
Hold on. I'm the lawyer here. We have rules like that all the time. You have to build Coney Island in Brooklyn. If you're going to build something, it's got to be built in a certain way. So you're going to get the money. It's got to be built so it's
Thank you.
but a
So
blank
Arthur is
check.
pointing out that that is very much something that Congress could do. Would you be okay with that?
I am not for a blank check to a state that has clearly failed and doesn't know how to manage fires. I would like to see a partnership between the state and Washington so that whatever money is being spent. Look, I don't live in California.
So now we're talking about a partnership.
But if you want us to send you billions upon billions of dollars, we need to have some assurances that you're not going to flush it the way you maybe have flushed it.
People don't have homes, and
But I do think that some of these Republican lawmakers are making good points about the mismanagement of our water, the mismanagement of our infrastructure, the mismanagement in fire preparedness. I do not agree with withholding money from any state that is suffering from a natural disaster or tragedy like what California is currently undergoing, because ultimately the people who are harmed are ordinary citizens who should not be used for political fodder, should not be used as pawns. But at the same time, and by the way, I mean, if you do this, get ready. It opens a Pandora's box for every situation in which a state is victimized by a natural disaster, getting caught up in a ridiculous political debate when people need relief immediately. But Cenk, you have to acknowledge that there's a lot of mismanagement of funds, especially in the state of California. There is. It's true.
Anna, hold on. So first off, yes, there's tons of mismanagement, but no, I do not agree to this. I'm actually furious about it. So, okay, Tommy Tuberville talking about imbeciles. You kidding me? One of the biggest imbecile in Congress. And he comes from the state of Alabama. Next time there's a natural disaster in Alabama, I'm going to talk about how every moron Republican mayor and governor and senator in Alabama doesn't deserve any money until they fix how stupid they are. Okay, so look, don't come telling us about how you are so much better and you're not going to give us relief after the blue states have contributed to the red states every single time, and we never question their utter imbeciles in charge in those states. But now all of a sudden they're like, no, when it comes to California, we don't want to pay because they're jerks. They're selfish pricks. And they're like, when it's me, I deserve all the money. But if it's a blue state, oh, no way. Unless you elect Republicans, we're going to withhold the money. No, hell no, hell no. And this is a terrible precedent. Because if this happens, then every time there's a Republican president, the blue states are not going to get any help at all, whether they burn to the ground or not. And if the Democrats have any sense, if they win, then they're going to say to the red states, all right, that's it. You guys made a mistake. You elected the wrong people with a bunch of dumbass Republican politicians.
Yes, and now understand exactly what is going on here. If these people are talking about not giving money to California people suffering from this disaster, it is understandable. To understand what is going on, mismanagement, I think that is a key word that we can put in here. But seeing here is not just not, he's not getting it. And I don't understand why. People are suffering, yes, that is a fact. It is good to help them. That is something I will encourage. But why should you be thinking to do that if you know deep down that this help will be mismanaged? You should have a clear pathway that you're going to follow through. Following that pathway, you know that at least this will do something. The 750 that Biden is giving out to every person affected, to me, is better than no, but it's very small. This is what I've seen. What will 750 do to you? Tell me. Can you even take you for 2 days? So, looking at Republicans, senators coming out to say it is because they have identified that this is what is going on. People calling Karen Bass to resign, it is because of all that mismanagement. When you take a look at this article, Texas lawmaker proactively introduced and passed legislation aimed at upgrading the state power infrastructure and preventing repeated failures within weeks of the storm. Senate bill, okay, this is how they prepare. They know that a disaster can happen. You start preparing, start working toward that, how you can combat that. Not staying when it happens, you start rushing header scatter. I believe that there could be measures that these people can put forth, to prevent certain situation or the escalations of this. So I don't get it. Thank you guys for always being there, sharing out my videos. I appreciate you greatly for always being there, supporting me throughout. If you know this, I took up a decision to report on this issue of fire, and the way I'm looking, platforms like these are not really okay with this topic now. They are struggling to limit us. Even recommending the videos is not working out, but we will continue to report as I've been doing throughout.
As you know, it has been a very scary, very stressful, very strange week. The future president and his gaggle of scumbags chose to say during our darkest and most terrifying hour. The fact that they chose to attack our firefighters, who apparently aren't white enough to be out there risking their lives on our behalf, it's disgusting.
And Democrats always vote for their aid, whereas blue state disasters are a function of their flawed morality and policy.
The problem with California is forestry management.
We're triggering total collapse.
Oh.
People who says I'm singing when I'm speaking, I don't understand. Do you want me to be fast or slow? I want to know in the comment sections, because I read through all the comment sections for 2 days straight. This is what I see, especially new people coming to this channel.
Our city of the Pacific Palisades is burning, and I flew here last night. I was on the plane, started getting texts.
So I am evacuating my home.
What we need to do against what we know is right, and these are the results.
Some is now calling that Governor Newsom should step down.
This is you getting water to areas that need water because there are fires in 100-mile-an-hour winds.
The situation is beyond control. I'll be updating you, giving you more information to what I'm observing on social media. I didn't want to report this, but people keep sending this to me. God bless you.
Health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
What do we do?
Right now you're looking history, remember it.
As a country about
Yeah, we were just talking about the wildfire situation and how crazy it is that they
still funny. And then I think all our tax dollars probably went for Gavin's hair gel. I don't know, but it's like, it's sad.
I want to be,
Jim Jordan.
In the 5 tenets of the First Amendment.
Like this Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Big lying machine that's going on.
Here's how this works. There was